Hi, my name is Emily, and this is the WestKnits podcast, episode 20. Today is November 5th of 2022, and it has been about over a month since I have podcasted last. Just life with little kids and the weather changing and not feeling so good affected that. But here I am now. I've got tons of knitting to talk about with you. Got a couple finished objects, quite a few whips, just some things to talk about, and actually one acquisition. But I will start off with talking about what I'm wearing because it is actually cool enough out to talk about this, or to actually wear hand knits today at least. So this is my newspaper pullover by Locatelli. It is an all-over brioche sweater. I love it. Here comes a cat. I knit this out of Ruby and Rose's yarn. The main color, the gray here and throughout, is Mirror, and the pink is Sangria. And I love this yarn, so it's fingering weight. It's brioche, alternating colors, or alternating right side color. There's some the seam down the back, but it fits great. I love it. I've worn it to work once when it was cooler a couple weeks ago. Yeah, it's cool enough today to actually wear it outside while I am talking to y'all. It's easier for me to podcast outside because you don't have a little 3-year-old running around. My dryer is going right now. It could be. Besides the meowing that you're hearing right now, there's less noise interruptions than it would be inside my house. So, excuse me. Here's Jerry. I have 2 finished objects to talk about that I have finished since last time. And they are both dishcloths. So I know I had mentioned last time I showed off some yarn that I was going to knit a baby blanket out of, and I had mentioned that I was going to do the half and half triangles wrap pattern, since it's just a square, and use that as a blanket pattern, or use that for the blanket pattern. And I was going to stripe one side and have it solid, so I've been doing dishcloths to practice that and figure out what kind of edging I want. So, sorry, the cat's getting my drink. This is how I plan on doing it. Stop, Jerry. Let me move this. Now she's rubbing up on my tripod. Go away. So this is how I plan on doing it. One side full and the next side striped. I believe on this side I just alternated yarns. Stop, cat. I just alternated, carried the yarn up. I did not slip any stitches. That's the cast on edge. So that's the edge there. So this one looks great. I would do it like this. This is an option. The next one I decided to try and slip the edge stitch to make an I-cord edge. So you can kind of see it there. That's this one color side. So here's this. This is my scrappy version because there's actually 2 kinds of purples in here, and then I ran out of the purple when I got here. I ran out of the blue, and then there's 2 different greens in there. So use up those scraps. So this one will probably be mine. But let's see, this is the edge I want to show you. I slipped the last stitch, and that looks so much better. That's what I'm going to do for my blanket. And I believe I also, the half and half triangles wrap is a free pattern on Purl Soho. They have one for the dishcloth. They now have a striped version where they tell you when to change colors. I did this on my own. I didn't look at theirs. So you knit, you cast on, you wrap and turn to every stitch to the last stitch, and then you go back and you resolve the wraps, and then you're supposed to like knit 2 rows, I think. And I did that on this one, so I think. But with the slip stitches, it was, I don't know. I think I did 1 less of those full knit rows on this. But this is the second one. They're 2 different sizes. I'm trying to figure out which size I like best and which size family likes best and friends for gifting. I like the small ones. Family, I know, likes big ones. I've got family who would still love this scrappy one. So 2 finished objects right there. I don't know if I will pick up dishcloths again with all the plans that I will talk about in the coming future. So another, I guess those are my finished objects. I will move on to whips now. I have 4 whips. I don't know if I've ever had 4 whips, but quit drinking my straw or chewing on my straw. She's liking my silicone straw. Might just tuck it all the way in my cup. So first whip is one that you saw last month. This is in my By the Bay bag co. I don't think she has this style anymore. It's not my favorite because it's starting to collapse after use. It doesn't hold its shape, but this is the Long Summer Cardigan by Locatelli, which you can obviously tell she's one of my favorite designers. This is, I'm knitting out of, take a wild guess, Ruby and Rose's yarn. I have not wound these up. This is Twilight and this is Golden Hour. Both are on her soft rose base. I don't remember what bases these are. I think the gray on this one is the cashmere base because that's what she had left because it was right before she moved, or she was doing a sale of some sort. But that's what she had. So these are both on her soft rose base. This is what I'm knitting it out of. I have 4 of these and 2 of these. I don't think I will need to wind these up, but we'll see. Look at the chicken. That's our midnight chicken. She looks great. One of my favorites. And then that's our Wells. She's looking wonky here. But, so here is this. I have a marker of where I was last time. But I am connected. I know last time I was connected. I have not done much on this. I knit, get out of my yarn. I don't know how people with inside cats knit. That is a Rhode Island red. Just to tell you all the chickens. So I knit this much. I knit the stocking knit section. I knit the color striping section. And then I have finished this row and now I need to start the twisted ribs section. So it was not vanilla knitting. I couldn't get to that at that point. So yeah, that's that. But I'm still loving this. I think last episode I said I was going on the back burner because I was going to start Stephen West's MKAL, which started on October 3rd, the first Thursday in October, a month ago. I will show you that next. But look at this. So let's see. I brought everything out in a laundry basket to keep it contained, and now she is crawled up on my laundry basket of yarn and such. Let's see if I can get that. Okay, her brother is laying on a blanket I brought out for the kids earlier when we were outside. So that is this sweater cardigan. I will work on this. It will get love later because I have a couple of other projects I'm working on now. And Advent season's coming up. But I love it. It looks great. And it will be a great addition to my wardrobe. I think that's all I really have. I'm knitting a size, I think I'm knitting the second size. Yes, the second size. I'm using the recommended needles. I think that's really all about this. So I will have all of everything that I talk about, pattern, my Ravelry project page, or my Ravelry profile is what I'll have linked. I'm not going to link every single project page. You can go in and see those. The yarn people I talk about, yarn I talk about, so like Ruby and Rose's yarn, pattern names and everything listed below. My social medias, WestKnits on Instagram and on Ravelry, and email and all that. So that is my long summer cardigan. I'm getting kind of wonky here. Next thing I will talk about is my Stephen West MKAL. So I don't think I really need to say anything about spoilers. It's been out for over a week, or the final clue has been out for over a week. This is a bag that I bought 2 years ago from Addy of Ruby and Rose's yarn. I think she said this herself. It was actually my first project bag purchase, like specific for a project bag. Yeah, I think she sewed it up herself. This is the Stephen West MKAL. I am using, or I had bought a kit from DFW, and I showed it off last time, from Massive Skeins yarn from Macy. I don't know if the labels are in here, but I think it's Oh Fudge for the dark brown, a Sandcastle for the light tan, and then I have Marshland, I think is what the green is called for my pop of color. Haven't touched this. I literally got part of the way through. Oh, there are all my tags. Yeah, Marshland. And it's on her spade fingering base. Yeah, there's her tag. Yeah, Oh Fudge, and I know the other one's Sandcastle. So I got through clue 1. This clue 1 was a lot of knitting. It was, I know you're probably tired of hearing about this, but it was a lot of knitting. It was hard to get going because you're having to bind off and cast on for all of this, and that was a lot of like flipping and turning. In between it was fine because I had it memorized. I could get going. But this is as far as I got. I think I'm like 2 repeats away, 3 repeats away. I mean, I love these colors. I'm not a fan of the finished product. As soon as I saw clue 2, I stopped. I was like, no, not for me. I want to see the finished thing and see if it's even worth it. I mean, I had something else come in, which I'll talk about next, but I was not a fan of this. I have not cut my yarn yet, so I have 2 options, and let me know what you think. Stop chewing on my yarn. Let me know what you think. But I've got 2 options that I'm kind of talking about. So here I've got a couple more, and then you come in and, what is it? You pick up along the sides and you knit some, stop! You come up along the sides and you pick up stuff and knit, and it's basically super long and it's not very deep. I know I just watched We Share Needles and Made by Maddie 33 on Instagram had talked about how she is modifying it to make it deeper. I think that sounds great, but with how little I've done, and I don't love the shawl, I think I'm gonna rip it out. It's just not something I'm loving. I love these 2 colors together. I have the Starflake pattern, and I think I'm going to rip this out into the Starflake. Maybe copy Kristen, because our colors are the same. Hey Kristen, you want to do a knit along? But yeah, that thing's probably gonna get frogged. Beautiful yarn. I don't want to waste it on something that I'm not gonna wear. So I had stopped that right after I found out or saw clue 2, and I had the week clue 1 started. Addy of Ruby and Rose's yarn reached out to me about knitting her wedding shawl. She's getting married on New Year's Eve, I think. And she wanted me, or is wanting to have a wedding shawl. She didn't have time to knit it herself and reached out to see if I would. I've sample knit for her plenty of times. You heard about it. It's how I get a lot of her yarn, and it's gorgeous. So I have cast that on. I am knitting the Find Your Fade by Andrea Mallory. This is a pattern that I had already. I am planning on knitting my Advent with it, which I will show you my Advent that I got. But I did quite a bit of work on this. Oh, I forgot to talk about on my Stephen West shawl. I am using the stitch markers I got from the Sexy Knitter. I'm in the sun right there. But I love these things. So I think there's 10 of them, or 9. So 2, 4, 6, 8. Okay, there's 9 because I had to get a separate one that I got separately. But I loved those, so I'm excited to get those off of there and use them on another project. So, Find Your Fade. It is an awesome pattern. I love it. I am using tattered pages on her cashmere base, which I don't know what she calls it. Did I? I did not. Oh, she didn't have labels on these though. I'm using her cashmere base and her gold sparkle, which I think is rose gold. I'm alternating those 2 bases in the same colorway. I don't know where that came from. So I'm alternating those 2 bases in the same colorway. Oh look, maybe you can see the sparkle. I don't know. The sun's coming in right there, but this is what I'm knitting it out of. I love her wool wash. I wish I could buy her wool wash. But tattered pages from her letter writer collection. This is how far I've gotten. This thing works up awesome. So I am still increasing on both sides. But yeah, this is how far I've gotten. Alternating every 2 rows, so every right side with the 2 bases. I don't know if you're gonna be able to see. I love with this colorway how you get these little pops of blue throughout. Oh, I just love it. This is one of the colorways that I did a swatch for her as well. Love it. But you've got your garter sections, your lace sections, pretty easy knit, pretty mindless. I'm excited to knit myself one of these in my Advent. Yeah, so I was trying to mark out how much I was doing daily. So I will move this marker for the next podcast. My goal is to get this to her by December 15th at the absolute latest. But I'm sure I will get it to her before, because this will become my focus project after I'm done with the next thing I show you, which should be soon. So I have not touched this in 2 weeks, but it's looking great. And this is why I abandoned the Twists and Turns MKAL, because I needed some mindless stuff that I actually enjoyed knitting. And then, yeah, I won't get a finished product out of this for myself, but I will get some yarn out of that. And I actually kind of want to talk about my options for what yarn I want to request, what my payment will be. So, my next project, okay, I don't know if I can really show this all that much. I am test knitting Addy's Christmas sampler pattern that she is going to be including in her Advent, which I have coming to me. And so I will just kind of show you how much I've knit. I will not show you close-up of each pattern. I will not show you close-up of like the pattern and stitch details, but I've been test knitting this and kind of tech editing it at the same time, which I've greatly enjoyed. I would love to get into tech editing. I'm an accountant. I am a detail-oriented, knowledgeable through Excel big time, and very anal about things being consistent throughout stuff. Like, I mean, I proofread patterns like crazy, or I would be able to proofread patterns and make sure your numbers are correct and make sure all that kind of stuff is. So if you want to ever have a pattern tech edited, just let me know. So she asked me this pretty quickly, or it was 2 weeks ago. I've literally been knitting on this thing for 2 weeks. It is fingering weight held together. So it's 2 strands of fingering weight held together. I used all of my half skeins that I had left over from the letter writer sample, or letter writer swatches that I did. And so I used those because they were already caked up, and then just other scraps that stop this cat. She knocked it over. I don't know if that's okay. Hopefully she won't touch the tripod again. But as she goes to it, fingering weight held 2 strands together. I've used scraps. The colors are not the best, or like they don't flow together like I would want them if I was knitting this to keep. I don't know. I don't think I'm going to keep this shawl. I mean, I'm going to keep it, but I don't know if it's going to stay knit up. I might frog it sometime down the road to repurpose this yarn for other things, because I had thought about using those half skeins I had left over from these swatches for like a Vertices Unite or a travel mode shawl. So we'll see. Let me know what you think of these colors. But this is, oh, where are we at? Okay, here we go. This is her Christmas sampler shawl, and it will be out. I think it's available to purchase on Ravelry now. If not, it will be soon. So actually, I could show you the back because the back won't show you everything. So here it goes. This is the Mont Blanc colorway. I don't remember what this one is. This is their colors I don't like mixing together. This is Sangria from what I'm wearing. This is Tattered Pages. I know this one's John Hancock. This is Leftovers from what I'm wearing. I don't remember what this one is. That's When I've Died, and then a skein of Undyed. So this thing is huge. Let me back it. I mean, look at this thing. I still have, 16 rows to go. And I don't think you can see the patterning enough. It's still holding it backwards. It's huge. I don't think I've ever knit DK weight before. So this is the top. And then I'm going to pick up and knit a border, I think along here somewhere. So yeah, that thing's huge. Yeah, great looking. Now my yarn is everywhere. Did it stop? I don't know. So yeah, that is what I have been knitting on these last 2 weeks. And that's a lot of knitting. A lot of knitting. I've enjoyed it so much. I love the test knitting process. I've loved tech editing it. That is what I have been knitting on for this last month. Those 4 projects plus those 2 dishcloths. Yeah, so I usually don't have acquisitions. I haven't bought myself anything, but my Fiber Fox Advent that I purchased back in, I think, April came in this week, and it is such a gorgeous box. I brought it out here. This is my very first Advent that I purchased. I am lucky to be getting a second one, and I'm like, I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I'm gonna knit a Find Your Fade, like what I'm knitting for Addy, with it, because I think it's a fade. I think that's what it is, if I remember correctly. It's a more saturated fade. And Maddie from We Share Needles has notes from one that she knit out of her Stress Knits 2021, I don't know, from an Advent. She has notes of how she like split up the colors to be able to use every single color, and I've already gone through that and made notes on my pattern that I've printed out for this. I'm so excited for this. I will be honest, I've already opened up day one because I couldn't wait. I really just want to open them all, and it's only November 5th, and I still have 26 more days to wait. 25 more days, because November is only a 30-day month. But I will wait. Because I think I'm going to do Vlogmas. I think maybe every other day type posting, but we'll see. So excited about this. I did not get the full skein option. I just got the 24 minis. But yeah, I love it. Then you've got the colorway names. This is so cute. It's an Enchanted Forest Advent calendar. Yeah, I'm excited about that. And I think that is all that I have to share with you. Oh, no, I did want to talk about, so the shawl for Addy that I'm sample knitting for her, she sent me 6 skeins of yarn. I don't know if I'm going to use all 6. I'm not quite sure. But usually when I sample knit for her, if she sends me 6 skeins of yarn, I knit it up, send the project to her, and she will send me 6 skeins of yarn of my choice. I know I've talked in the past, I think before DFW, with my project planning, I talked about wanting to knit a Easy V sweater pullover. I think it's by Caitlin Hunter, which is worsted weight. I've never knit myself a worsted. I've only knit with fingering weight besides this fingering held together that I'm knitting right now. Hold her so she doesn't get the tripod again. Don't you eat my yarn. You can't lick my sweater. Your tongue does not allow for that. So the Easy V cardigan, it's a main color, and I think I would need 4 skeins of the main color, and then 3 contrasting colors for color work right here. So I was thinking about doing that, asking for that. And I have some options written out with like either a tan or a gray main color, or a dark one. I think it's our ink black colorway is what I was thinking. But my other option is a DK weight sweater, and it is the Allie's sweater, and it's the one that's got the triangle color work that's every other row, yoke, and I think it's on the sleeves too. I don't know. I love that sweater, and they're actually, I think Allie from Explorer Knits and Sarah from WestKnits, who is the designer of the Allie sweater, are hosting a knit along in the next month for it. Don't know how long that's gonna go. I don't think I would start this year. I've got some stuff that I want to finish and other sweaters that I've got a lot of yarn. I will not be buying yarn for a while. I hope to just knit through what I've got, but hold me to that. But I think that would be gorgeous. I am in absolute love of this Mont Blanc colorway. Which side am I holding it up? Yeah, I'm holding it up on the, well, okay, I am in love with this colorway. Absolutely in love with it. And so I think this with the color work, and then maybe a light color like this, or a darker color. I don't know, I've got some options written down, But I think that would be gorgeous to do. And I think I've just made my decision that I'm going to do that. Because I think I only need 4 skeins of DK plus 1 skein, or 4 skeins of the main color plus 1 skein of the contrast color. So yeah, I think I'm going to do that. I love this color. Love it. It's got so much. Oh, excuse me. I don't know if, oh, there you go. See, look at that. And this section right here, like it goes, you got some purples, you got some light pinks, you got the darker pinks. Oh, it's so good. I love it. And I think she still has some of that collection available. I know she did a pre-order, but she usually dyes up so much extra to be able to keep it in her shop. I don't know, don't hold me to it. When I looked a couple days ago, she had some on her website. So definitely check that out. But yeah, I think that's all the knitting I've got to talk about then. Next weekend is opening weekend for hunting season. And that weekend for us usually starts off a huge travel, just starts off our travel season for the holiday season, because you've got opening weekend and then the weekend after that. I think that's so I've got 1 weekend in between opening weekend and Thanksgiving weekend. I will be going to visit my parents for the week of Thanksgiving. I took off that week, just go be spending time with them and my sister and brother. And then after that, we've got Christmases with different families planned for pretty much throughout December. And then I have got to start Christmas shopping. In the past years, I have been done with Christmas shopping at this point. I think one year I started in August and I finished before November started, which is great on the mind. This year, I have some lists and some ideas, but I'm like, I haven't purchased anything. I mean, technically I've purchased my husband what did I even buy him? I bought him something for his Christmas present, and he started using it early. He bought me mine. This necklace right here is actually I'm not going to show it up close because it has my kids' names and their birthstones. But this was my Christmas present, and he gave it to me in like March, because my previous necklace that I wore had just my daughter's name in Morse code. It was super cute, but I needed to add my son to it too. I can't just wear my daughter's name. So that has now been passed down to her, and I have both of them with me all the time. So this was my Christmas present. We have budgets that we have like set out for everybody. We put money away each month throughout the year to have the money available at Christmas time, and we're not scrambling. But yeah, so I need to start Christmas shopping. I've got ideas, but I have not purchased anything. Gotta figure that out. So I hope you enjoyed listening to me talk about all that I've been knitting on and showing you all that I have been knitting. It's a lot of Ruby and Rose's yarn. I think every project but one with the Mesa skeins, including this one. So it has something to do with Addy. I hope everybody has a great November, and as we're going into holiday season, I hope everybody enjoys that and gets some nice time off, spends time with family and friends. Let me know what you think about the MKAL. I think I'm frocking it. I think I've decided that. Let me know what you think I should get yarn for the sweaters, the Easy V or the Addy sweater. Those 2 options. And then let me know what you think about Vlogmas. Should I post a daily video if I only get like 2-3 minutes of footage, or should I do a weekly video? it's kind of hard for me to remember to record, but I don't mind showing my kids, but I'm not going to share their names on the internet just for like security reasons. Me and my husband have made that decision that we're just not going to share the names of our kids on social media, or at least my private social media I do, but not my public social media. So I'm going to try and keep that to a minimum. So if you hear bleeps or I don't have anything in the Vlogmas, that's why. But I don't mind showing them. And I think I want to do Vlogmas because I think I will enjoy looking back on those memories with my kids. So I am going to try and film more and do dailies. But let me know what you think. So, okay, I'm wrapping this up. I've gone on for too long. So I will talk to y'all maybe in a month when Vlogmas starts, and I'll just do that. So I will talk to y'all later. Bye.